All right, Fashion Dolls, and we are back with our second show of the day. Our next special guest is a life coach, influencer, and YouTube content creator with over 2 million views on YouTube. He is a best selling author. Johnny Depp even has a copy of his book, and it is The Portrait of Me, which is on Amazon. Joining me coming up next, Fashion Dolls, we have Kevin Brown, also known as Expressed Words on YouTube. Let's welcome him, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed the first interview with Thailand. Did you guys enjoy that? All right. So, welcome back, you guys. Welcome back. And we're back with our second interview of the day. I see K Tooks and Jay Evans. Make sure you guys go and check out the music panels. And Express Words will be joining me. I'm super excited, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, let's welcome our incredibly handsome, influential, amazing guest. He's above all and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, Express Words. Happy New Year, my. Oh, hello.
Hello, can you see me?
I sure can.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, I'm trying not to fangirl right now. Oh
How's it
my
going?
God,
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Blessed, doing well, doing well, doing well. It's a new year, you know what I mean? So we gotta stick together. So it's a good day.
And it is a pleasure to have you here. I can't believe I'm looking at you in real time. I just was watching your video you just talked about, which was when people hate you, and it's what's missing in them, as well as God preparing to expose you from your hidden enemies. That's
Yep.
a powerful one as well too.
Thank,
So,
thank you.
what are you looking forward to in 2023 this new year?
I'm looking for a lot of change and opportunity. I kind of grown my channel, in the last year. And this year, I'm ready to reach more souls, reach more people that need it, that need a motivational message, that need to be inspired. And as well as that is continue to be a father to my little boy, uplift him, inspire him, and instill the things in him that I'm teaching y'all and everything else, right? So, oh yeah, so I'm looking forward to a good year, and just everybody becoming their greatest versions. Too many people are depressed, sad, down, living in sickness, and I think people need to turn a leaf over. They need to become their greatest selves. And this is the time. Too many people are kind of just standing still, and it's time to move forward. It's time to move forward. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
oh yeah.
100%. So, how did you get into the business of saving souls, or shall I say, life
Oh
coaching?
wow, that's a story for you. Okay. So in 2017, I went through a crazy change in my life, of course, and then basically an awakening, a spiritual awakening. And in 2018, my father passed away, July
I'm
July
sorry.
July 14th, 2018, and it was literally a year later. I was at the beach and I woke up out of nowhere. It's probably around 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, and I was like, and I just got like this like nudge almost. It was like I just heard like this little subtle voice. It was like life coach, and I was like, life coach. And I heard life coach and I heard YouTube, and I was like, what? I had no idea at that time. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and but I took it and ran with it because I was very unhappy with where I was working at. I was tired of the 9 to 5 job. I was tired of going and doing the same thing over and over and over again, just for people to put me down, tell me when I can and cannot go, and all types of stuff. So, um, kind of changed my life around since that happened, and that's kind of where I am today. So with the channel and everything like that, kind of just growing and letting it prosper. That's kind of how
And
I landed into it. I've always been into inspiring and motivating people. So.
now, how do you find the balance? Because you said you're a father to a boy as well, too. So, how do you find that balance with like helping other people and then maintaining everything after the holidays, and then your channel as well? So, how do you find that balance?
Oh yeah. So I try to keep myself with a schedule, like time boxing. I feel it's very important. And then when he goes to school during the day, of course, I can do what I need to do. I can work on my business. I can work on inspiring. I can work on doing the things that I want to complete. But then, of course, that's why I like I say, time box, because when it's time for him to get home from school, it's like it's me and him time for him to do homework and all types of stuff. He keeps him busy. He plays basketball too. So that kind of helps me there. Being able to shift around his schedule and everything like that. So it kind of works out. And then also, it was tough though through COVID. I'll tell you that, because he was home, and me trying to help my community, my clients and stuff like that. And then him running to me, Dad, I need help with this, with stuff from
Yeah.
school. It was a lot, so I kind of had to find some balance there and kind of pull back from creating a little bit, just so that I could be able to, be there for him and help him out. So, which I'm glad they're back in school now. So he definitely needed that.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Now let's talk about your book, Portrait is Me, because I seen the picture you posted, which is major. Johnny Depp has a copy of your book.
Yes.
So tell us about your book, Portrait is Me, which is now available on Amazon. Everybody can go and get a copy. Tell us about it, and what was the writing process like for your book?
Okay, absolutely. So I've always been into writing. It's always been one of my major talents. Back when I was in high school, we had to create a book of poetry. I had no idea at first, that it was going to be my creative outlet, but ended up turning into that. My father at the time was a graphic designer, so he helped me put like this whole laminated book together. But I wrote everything myself. It kind of just came out of nowhere. So then, since then, I kind of just been writing, keeping a little portfolio together, of things that I've written. And it wasn't until after my father passed away that I took all of that, plus things that I have written through the trials and tribulations, through the pain and suffering, through everything that he was dealing with, my family was dealing with, and I turned it into a manuscript, a book of poems. And then I went through, all the process of getting that completed and everything like that. And now, yeah, it's out there. And the story behind Johnny Depp was him getting it is pretty spiritual as well. I would have to say pretty phenomenal. I would say that it had a lot to do with my father behind that. Do you want me to go into that at all?
You can if you'd like to. It's up to
Okay.
you. You have the floor.
Okay. I'll just be brief. I won't try to take up too much
Yeah.
time. But no. So we have a family cleaning business, and happens to be that during Johnny Depp's trial with him and Amber Heard and everything that was going on,
Right.
their lawyers out here in our hometown, so he had to come out here. And it just happened to be that the building that he went into, we have a cleaning contract on that building with my family, and nobody could be in that building but us. So my mother got to be there, kind of get to meet him and everything like that. We also have a nonprofit organization called the Love You More Foundation that my sister started in loving memory of my father. So I'll send you a link to that so you guys can check that out, because we're helping a lot of kids out in the area as well. But most importantly, it was just kind of the way that it landed in Johnny Depp's hands. And like I said, it was my father's business. And, my mother was kind of joking around with him, kind of just saying, what's your name? What's your name? Kind of just playing around. And long story short, he said, my name's Ron Bond. And my father's name was Ron. But growing up, a close family friend used to always call him Ron Bond. So it was very, very interesting how that kind of just all came together. Next thing you know, was able to get my book to him. Picture went up, and it kind of just went viral from there. And a lot of people was very supportive. Very, very supportive. And I guess with my channel as well, as it's also up on my channel, so people have been seeing it from there. So that's a bit. It's been a big story, a big journey around my writing, around my book. I've been doing that for a very long time, but I'm seeing the fruition of it come to pass now, and that just goes to say that persistence is key. If you keep on doing something that you love to do, you will see it.
Wait a minute. We got Marcos Luis wants to join the conversation. Oh, right. Marcos Luis is the host of One Mic Night on YouTube. So make sure you guys go and check out his platform as well, too. Let me add him in. You didn't mean to join, Marco? That's cool. That's cool. I was about to
He's like, oh
say.
no, my bad. It's all
Okay,
good. No
we have a
worries.
question for you. We have a question for you. Let me see.
Sure.
Shout out to my paternal Island Yankee. He wants to know, why do you think people waited until the new year to make a change instead of when it was realized? Mm.
Mm, that's a great question. Honestly, I feel like when it's always a fresh start coming around, people tend to get stuck in a habit, right? And when they're stuck in a habit, it's hard to break that habit. So when they see a new year or something fresh coming around, right? That's why when spring comes around, people are like, oh, I got to do my spring cleaning because it's a change in weather, it's a change of seasons, right? So I believe people want to make a change. New Year's coming around, but New Year's resolutions tend to not really work that often. I'm gonna be quite honest. People, it lasts maybe for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they just fall right back into that habit. But it all goes back to mindset. It always goes back to people's mindset. If you don't have what it takes to change your mindset, then nothing you do will ever change. It's always going to be your mindset. So if you can change your mindset about how you think about things, how you do things, how you act about things, how you react to things, how you observe things, then you'll actually make a change in your life. I mean, you'll actually see it happen very, very quickly. So, great question.
Ab- Absolutely. And I'm glad you touched on that, Alan Yankee, so that we can shift right into the next conversation, what we were talking about in the beginning, which is your latest video that you dropped. God's preparing to expose your hidden enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And I would literally sit in bed and listen to your videos. Your voice is so soothing because I would be going there, sitting there just crying, going through some stuff. I battle with anxiety.
Okay.
And it becomes overwhelming hosting this platform, doing it 5 days out of the week. And it
I'm
can seem
sure.
like everything is coming at you all so fast
Mm-hmm.
at once. I just said that in my previous interview.
Right.
Um, God, you touched on a number of things in this video, and that is narcissism, being around people who, narcs. You said the narcs, when you talk a little bit about when you were working at your job, you said you wasn't happy and things, and
Right.
other people out here who are not. So how can people deal with people who have that narcissistic trait or that narcissistic mindset?
Mm.
What is your mantra that you live by?
I think so. Once people can get a better understanding of kind of what narcissism is, or kind of, because what you have to realize is that everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual and everything's energetic. So when you can see it from that level and you can sense it that way, then you can get a better understanding of how to really maneuver and move in the world. So I always like to say that when the devil can't touch you, he's going to send a narcissist
Mm,
after you. And that's just someone to really break your spirit down, to manipulate you, to control you, because like I said, and like you said in one of my videos, what they see in you, they don't possess that within them, right? So a lot of people are jealous in this world. It's a lot of competition, but I think people need to kind of turn that back around into becoming their greatest selves. What do I want out of life? What do I want to create out of life? A lot of people are so worried about what so-and-so's doing or what so-and-so said about what you're doing that they can't even live their own lives. And that kind of brings me back to the whole 9 to 5 job thing, where it's almost like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Most people land in these jobs and they don't love it. They didn't go to school to do it. They did it just to make a paycheck and everything like that. But a lot of these jobs are controlled at a higher level from people
oh yeah.
that are unfortunately demons. I mean, I'm gonna say what it is. I mean, but there's a lot of demonic energy and people in these big corporations, and it's all about power and control. So when people, and that's why I think 2020 was so prevalent and so big, because it slowed the world down. A lot of people got to see clearly what was going on, which is why I say 2020 was symbolic to perfect vision. Just like when you go to the get your eyes checked. They say, oh, you got 20/20 vision, perfect vision. So when people can be aware of these type of spirits, of these type of people in the world, and know how to pull back away from it and kind of just stick with like-minded people, it's really going to help them maneuver along their journey. I think that's the problem. So many people are worried about being popular. So many people are worried about having a big circle. They're worried about, wanting to be in every single area, but they're not worried about home, right? They're not worried about themselves. They're not worried about their own heart, their own spirit. And that allows for their, basically what I believe, that kind of opens the gateway to allow negativity to come in, allow those things to come in to kind of really break them down.
Absolutely, 100%. Another one of your videos that I love
Mm-hmm.
is stop blessing the ungrateful with your presence.
Mm-hmm.
And my previous guest, I'm pretty sure you caught some of the interview with Tyler.
Yes.
He said he had to let go of a lot of things. That means people as well too. And even
Right.
me, I've had to let go of certain people along the way.
Right.
And my Island Yankee, I know he's in here watching. He tells me this all the time. Stop looking back. The problem that I have is going back to the past. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, my past hurts me and it gets me extremely anxious. It causes me to have anxiety and things. And it's just like you can't change the
Right.
past. But there's a quote that goes like this that I absolutely live by. Your past is not in charge of your future. You can't predict the future. Your
Mm-hmm.
past can't help you do that to move forward. So you're gonna have to, take accountability for it and move forward. And that's what I've been battling with. And I talk to K Tooks and Ali Yankee about it all the time.
Right.
So advice for people that are in that mindset. What advice to people that you would give to people that are battling with the same thing that I've been battling with or still battling with, which is, not accepting my past to go forward in the future.
Right. So what I like to say is your past is basically your history, right? So your history just means, even if you spell it out, his story. So your past is your story. It's what creates and shapes your future. But everybody needs to live in the present moment. I think that's the problem. Because the present moment is the only moment that actually exists right now, right? So when you can live in the present moment and when you can be grateful and appreciative of the present moment, then you can actually begin to see your future being created in the best light that you want. Right. And I know this is a hard one. And I'm glad you actually brought this up, because living in the past regrets, people regret not doing things that they've wanted to do, simply because somebody said, hey, you can't do that. And they believed it. And because they believed it, now 15 years went by and they regretted it. And the thing is that you can't change your past, but you can create a better future. So, and I think by living in the present moment, people can do that. And I just want people to stop living in the past. Like I said, it's too hard to, I know it's hard, and it's up here, right? It's all about the mental, people living in those past experiences, past hurts and pains and everything like that. But if you can see, one of my mottos that I love to say is that you have to go through it in order to grow through it. So you have to go through struggles. You have to go through trials and tribulations. You have to go through narcissistic people. You have to go through people that's not going to love you, not going to care about you. You have to go through all of these things in order to actually become the best version of yourself. Or else, if you always have high moments, you're never going to be able to actually be grateful for the low moments, for all the downfall times, because then you're going to be able to see, hey, I'm tough, I'm strong. I was able to move through, all these things that I've been up against. So I would say the best thing for people to do is obviously live in the present moment right now. Understand what you what do you love right now. Just start doing the things that you love to do. What makes you happy, and what makes you grateful. What are you grateful for? And those things will help and shape and create your future. As long as you have the right mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, then you're going to stay there.
Absolutely. And we have another question from you from Island Yankee. He wants to know, is narcissism a form of gaslighting?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It is. And I think it's, people are gaslighting is, I guess, more so people are hearing that terminology now, especially coming through, out of COVID. I've been seeing that and hearing more people saying, hey, I'm starting to understand what narcissism is. But people kind of just like hyping you up, let's say, for instance, you got a new job, that you're really, really proud of. And somebody's kind of just like, I never thought that you would get that. Congratulations, but I didn't think that you would ever be able to get
Sort
that.
of like a backhand.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Exactly.
smack in the face, kind of like spitting you in the face, So that's definitely a type of narcissistic trait. But I know it goes a lot deeper than that, to manipulation, control, then emotional abuse, and then really just not wanting you to be successful at all whatsoever. They don't see anything good within you, but being able to control you. That's the problem about being a good person in this world, about wearing your heart on your sleeve, because a lot of people will take advantage of that immediately if you are too nice, if you're overly nice to someone. And sometimes as a good person, it's hard to read this from a narcissistic person, or to see if that person is a narcissist, because you want to be able to help almost everybody, but obviously you can't help everybody if they're not willing to help themselves.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing narcissists will do, and we've seen that with I don't even have to get into it. You guys know. If you know, you know.
Right.
Um, the previous president that we've had,
Mm-hmm.
that's brought up as well too. His niece talked about it, narcissism. And it's just like they have no heart, they have no soul. Their
Nope.
soul is very dark.
Mm-hmm.
They do not take accountability for anything that they do.
Yep.
And I've had to check myself on that a couple times. Alan Yankee would have to give me a tap on the shoulder, or my friend Felicia, shout out to her, would have to give me reel me back into reality and say, girl, like, don't do this.
Right.
You've got the good angel on your shoulder and you've got the devil on your shoulder. And you kind of have to check your own narcissism.
Yep.
Being in this industry or in the public eye, I just said that Tylen is back. I just told him that, I made the reference to the Mary J. Blige video, Deep Inside. Getting into this business, you're going to be, she was walking through where it was like the photographers and everything, and then you just seen them. They were like looking like how we're looking right now, regular people. And then when it flashed, you seen demons. So
Wow.
getting into this business, that's real, that's powerful.
Yep.
Be careful who you surround yourself with. And I'm happy with the circle that I have behind me, which is not a big circle, but I'm confident in these people and I trust these people. It's intimate, it's our relationship together, and it's private, that connection that we have, because I trust them. I confide in them, and I
Yep.
feel comfortable confiding in them. And that's the type of circle that you need. Whereas narcissists, they take no accountability for what they do. They will gaslight your experience and say that didn't happen. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be as transparent as possible here on this platform. When it came to setting up certain interviews or certain things,
Mm-hmm.
I've had guests, some of the male species,
Mm-hmm.
try to gaslight me because I'm a woman
Mm-hmm.
and say, oh, well, because I'm almost at 400 interviews with this platform.
Wow.
And I would have never expected to have that many, almost at that mark. But some of them, they look at my resume and they just try to, well, because
Yep.
you're a woman, the misogyny and all of those things will kick in.
Oh yeah.
And those are some of the things that I've experienced. So you've experienced a little bit of that on the end as well too. They will just try to give you, like, again, that backhanded compliment, like, you're not equipped to do
Yeah.
this. Like,
Oh yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time.
Oh,
And it don't matter what industry that you're in. It can be entertainment. It can be anything.
oh yeah.
Pharmaceutical. I watch a lot of TED Talks. So it doesn't matter what field that you're in. People will try to dismiss or gaslight your credentials. And shout outs to my girl, Tamika Wiley.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about this too, misogyny, and how sometimes, being in the industry, you will have men who will do that. And I've had that happen to me multiple times.
Wow.
Where men, I would ask them to come on the platform, some of them actors, well known, and they would dismiss my experience. They would dismiss, all of the things that I've done throughout my career, and just, gaslight, like, wow, you're not equipped to do this. Yeah, you've done this. And, it's things like that.
Wow.
So those are the type of
Terrible.
people that you need to avoid
Oh
in life.
yeah, absolutely. And another thing I wanted to add in there is that they're very big on, getting you to trust them, to try to just reel you in. It's that mask that they put on, once they get you, once they kind of pull you in, they take that mask off and show you their true colors. And it's hard for you to break free at that point, and then they don't want you to leave or anything like that, so. Oh yeah, gaslighting, the manipulation, everything, like you said, no taking accountability,
Word
all of these
salad.
things definitely
Yes.
takes place. What was that?
Word salad. Word salad is a word salad. Yep, that's
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, wow, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I mean, I know, and we all have, a lot of people experience it, and I know it's super unfortunate, and that's why I want people to be aware, be more aware now of who you're surrounding yourself with. Because it's definitely big out here, like you said, in the political parties and stuff like that. Like that's, whew. I I don't want to dive too deep in that stuff. We're on their platform and everything like that. So, but yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So
Another amazing question from Island Yankee. He wants to know, is narcissism like giving or receiving a backhanded compliment?
do so wait, say that one more time. Do they like giving or receiving?
Is it like giving or receiving a backhanded
Oh
compliment?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely the backhanded compliments. It's more of giving it to you, because they don't want you to, what I'm saying, to pretty much be appreciative of your own success, of the things that you have going for you, right? So they're always going to write you off as what things that you have done is nothing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. If you ask them to support you, they're not going to support you, or they say they will, they never will. So that's they're not there for you. They're there to break your soul apart. They're there to break you
Mm,
down. They're there to shatter you. But the bright side of that is that you're going to grow through that, right? Some people can't handle it. Some people can't handle that type of pressure. They can't handle that type of abuse or whatever's going on in their life. And a lot of people sadly take their lives over people that have done them wrong and have
mm.
hurt them in many different ways. So if you don't have the strength to endure a narcissist or to go through this, then wow. Oh, that's my
Narcissistic people
sister. That's
do,
my sister that just commented, Miss Ladybug.
and I pinned her
Narcissistic people. Yeah, she's
foundation.
right. Everything revolves around them. Everything revolves around them. It needs to revolve around them. So that was a great question. Great question.
Narcissists as well. They see the mirror. It's like smoke and mirrors. They
Mm-hmm.
show you what they want you to see, but in all nationality, it's me, 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 me,
Yep.
me. I. And I refuse to take accountability for this, for hurting someone or taking advantage of someone. There have been plenty of times where I've had to check myself. Being a business owner, the boss. You're the boss. You're the CEO. You own this company. You can't hurt people like a certain Twitter. That's a whole different
Right.
conversation.
Right.
But you guys know. But yes, it's narcissism
Mm-hmm.
because you're taking advantage of people, in their vulnerable state.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh, we got another question for you. What do you feel is the biggest accomplishment of doing your platform with touching people's lives? Shout
Oh.
outs to my brother, please.
Oh my God, that's a great question. My biggest accomplishment has to be just touching people's lives. I mean, I'll tell you guys this. I mean, doing YouTube and turning it into a business, YouTube isn't a race; it's a marathon. You have to be consistent,
Yeah.
and that's with any business, right? That's with any business. But I found so much joy. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I reached like 5 subscribers, 9 subscribers, I was so excited. Like I was like smiling from cheek to cheek, and I was extremely grateful. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying about living in the present moment, because in that present moment, I was grateful for what I had, right? And because of that, I was able to keep moving forward. Because of that, I was able to keep putting out more videos. And because of that, I was able to see more of the beautiful souls show up on my channel. And there's been plenty of times where I've had coaching calls with people, face to face. I've cried with them on calls. I've read in my comments and I've teared up. It's touching to
Mhm.
me that people have, uh, they've gone through so much pain. Not it's not touching that they've gone through pain, but it's touching that they have gone through so much, and I was able to help them get out of bed just by saying a motivational word that they heard on my platform. So that's inspiring to me. And I've gone through a lot, guys. I've lost my father, I've lost my grandparents. Just
Son.
yesterday we lost another aunt, one of my mom's half sisters. Just 2 days ago, I'm sorry, 2 days ago. We lost, we've been losing family members too, all throughout the couple of years. And I know everybody's going through it and dealing with things. But it inspires me to keep on going, to help, to let somebody know, hey, when somebody come by and like, hey, Kev, express words like that word that you said really, really motivated me. Thank you for uplifting me. I needed to hear that. It inspires me and pushes me to keep on going. So that was a great question. That was a great question. I've always wanted to reach every corner of this earth, and just by speaking out my words, and it's slowly happening. It's slowly happening, you know. So I'm just gonna let God take the wheel and drive the channel, the business, and to where it's supposed to be, and continue to uplift and inspire people. Just do what I do best.
And definitely doing that 100%. Another one of my favorite videos, because I could go down them all. I made a list of some,
Mm-hmm.
which is Put on the Gas, Chosen One, the portal is open, which is another one
Yes.
about the portal. This is your time. Um, and to anyone out there, who's looking to get into the business or do a business opportunity, 100%, you have to have passion going into it with the leap of faith. Taking that jump can be scary, but even for me, getting into this platform, I would have to say season 2, season 3. But I was just like, I just see my friend popping here. Shout outs to my girl Felicia. My sister, my girl. Um, I said, I don't even know if I'll be able to do it this season. Honestly,
Right.
I doubted myself. And it's because I wanted to give up. But she gave me that perseverance,
Mm-hmm.
to keep going, reassuring me. If you have to go back to the drawing table, sometimes we have to start over, just like we're coming into the new year of
Yep.
2023. You're basically starting over into a new space.
Mm-hmm.
And shout outs to Jay Evans. Jay Evans said, God, you look so different. I said, yes, because I don't look like what I've been through. That's one. And not only that, but I'm reinventing myself. And that's for all of us. We always reinvent ourselves in a new year.
Yeah.
And I think the rebirth process is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with starting over and beginning again. And that's what I've had to do. I've had to start over a couple
Right.
times.
Right. Absolutely.
100%.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if you were gonna finish off of that, but you mentioned that video, kind of just like a rebirth, kind of just the portal's open. It's time to push. It's time to go, right? People, I want you to understand something, that if you continue to go into every single year doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're only going to continue to receive the same results, right? Over and over and over again. And that's the problem, and we want to be able to step foot out of your comfort zone. And one thing I want people to know is that your purpose is going to be found outside of your comfort zone. You're not going to find you're not going to find your calling in your comfort, right? So if you're just comfort working a regular job, you're not going to find your purpose there, because you're not doing something scary, right? So your goals, your dreams, things that you want to accomplish, things that's been holding you back, that's been keeping you up here in your mindset, go outside of that. Go outside of it and just go for it. Because you have to fail in order to succeed. And every invention that people have created, everything, they've all failed. Every single person has failed. I failed, you failed, we've all failed. So the portal's open. It's time. It's time. And I believe I've used a lot of I kind of go back to the accomplishment stuff with my power with writing and scripting. I use that a lot. And it's a very, very powerful technique. Very, very, kind of just like the Bible. It's written. So if you can kind of just write out and visualize the things that you want to create in your life, and kind of just live in those moments, right, then you can create that in your life. So I think that's where a lot of people are stuck today, especially through kind of COVID and everything that happened. A lot of people was depressed. And, one of our family friends, he's actually the CEO of the National Alliance of Mental Illness. And I spoke to him, and he said that their mental health hotline shot through the roof by like 85%, just within 6 months of that, so, I'm just here to inspire. I'm here to help people step foot out of their comfort zone, here to help people create the business they want to create, or create the life that they want to create, and really kind of just, shape something around that.
100%. And you mentioned the mental health hotline. We just recently seen what happened with Jason David Frame and
Yep.
Twitch. And
Yep.
it's like you never know what a person is going through.
Never
So
know.
just like I said in my previous interview, normalize mental health. And for us as POC, people of color, we have been accustomed to sweeping things up under the rug for so long.
Right.
But we have to break that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
We have to break that cycle. It can't continue. You have to speak out. The mental health hotline, there's so many people out here that you could talk to. And watching is Press Words channel will definitely. The sound went out. Uh-oh, no sound. Let me exit him out. Let me see if there's an X button on here so that I can add him back in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're having some sound difficulties. The sound went out.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay, we're back. We're back. I was looking for the X button, clicking around and things, but
All right,
I'm
there we go. Okay, yeah, we're good to go.
yes, I was saying that you never know what a person could be going through. There's so many resources out here. Take advantage of them. Like you mentioned, the mental health hotline, and just putting on one of your videos brings me comfort. Watching your channel, and shout outs to my girl Tina Marie. If you guys love scents out here and things, I'm a perfume girl. I'm a beauty and makeup and fashion girl, as you guys can see. So
Good.
shout outs to my girl Tina Marie. You two are the top two notifications that I look forward to because I'm
Oh, I
subscribed to both.
appreciate
And
that.
just seeing whenever you post a video, I go and I watch it and I'm just like, okay, this is the word that I needed. This is what I needed right here to get me going through my day. It's like coffee. You can't get enough of it. So I get my smell good and I get my word of the day.
There
So
we go.
and I've collaborated, had the pleasure of collaborating with Tina. So shout outs to my girl, Tina Marie, True Meaning of Radiance. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to her channel as well too. We did 2 collaborations. So yeah, those are 2 things that I look forward to is both of you guys' notifications. Find an outlet that brings you joy, that makes you happy. And I know
Mm-hmm.
just like you with writing, I like to write as well too. My mom, she gave me this prayer journal and she said, I want you to write anything that you feel that God has put into your life that you feel is for you
Right.
and only you in this book. And I've written down scriptures in it, I've written down quotes in it, and it gets me going through the day. Every morning when I wake up and I start my day, I go to that book and I look in my
Good.
prayer every morning. I have my conversation with God. It's my ritual. It's my morning ritual of what keeps me going. So
Right.
100% find
Right.
that outlet that works for you. And everybody's thing of grieving and coping can be a complete different thing. Like I know some people like drink and do those things, but break those habits and find a healthier habit,
Yeah, find
like
a healthy
writing.
habit.
Take the
Exactly.
boost.
Yeah,
Right.
something that can pull you back from, that depression, that anxiety. And what I like to say is always find the things that you love to do. What are your passions? What are things that you love to absolutely do? Like me writing, it could be painting, taking a walk in nature, anything, and that'll help kind of bring you back to who you are, who you truly are, and I find a lot of peace and joy in that, and it will help for sure.
And we have another question for you. Shout outs to Alan Yankee. He wants to know what is the difference between mental health and depression, or is it the same?
Ooh, I don't know if I can answer that question 100%, to like a doctor could, honestly. um, but depression, people could be depressed about, just situations that they're dealing with, things in their life. I feel like mental health is a much bigger toll. If I'm answering this correctly, if you guys in the comments know more, please feel free to answer. Like I said, I don't have a background in this or anything like that, but I feel like from a bigger perspective, because mental health could range in any direction, in any aspect. And depression could just be, hey, I lost a loved one, or I
Yeah.
lost my job, going through financial struggles. I'm depressed about it. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know what to do with that. um, Go ahead, sis. My sister wants to answer. Go ahead and drop
Take
a
it
comment below.
away.
But while
Take
she's
it away.
dropping a little drop, she's my sister's very, very smart. She's got a background in biology and everything like that. So she's we're always bouncing back and forth together. Me and her, we've been through a lot. But like I said, she's the director of our Love You More Foundation, as you can see that she pinned there. Um, but yeah, um depression can really, I think that the thing about depression though is that it could really, really kill someone. um
Yes.
and it could drive somebody to actually, like I said, harm themselves. um Situational is usually depression, I believe. Situational, okay, so that's kind of what I was going to, what 11 synopsis said there was kind of like, if you've gone through something in your life, you've gone through certain situations, you're going to be kind of depressed and down, kind of sad about that situation. Where I feel like mental health, that could just be, that's a whole broad scenario there.
Yeah, and the holidays, we just got through not too long ago with the holidays, and I know that took a toll on people as well too,
Mm.
because I know I lost a sister back in August of 2018,
Oh, wow,
and
sorry.
that has had a horrible impact on the family. Like the family, when the season rolls around, it's bittersweet. It's just like, how can we celebrate Christmas? Opening
Hmm.
gifts and all of these things, all of the happy things, and my sister's not here. Normally around the holiday time, she would cook for the family and everything, and she would buy gifts the best as she can for everybody. And she just has such a giving heart. But being away from family and then ringing in the new year can also be somewhat depressing for people as well too, with that
Oh yeah.
one family member not being.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you want to go ahead and read it, Stevie?
She broke it down.
Yeah, you broke it down.
Mental health is health, just like cardiac health or respiratory health. Depression is a spectrum of your mental health that relates to a feeling of sadness and oftentimes a change in your brain chemistry.
Okay, so I was okay. Thank you, sis. In a way, I was kind of on the same path of what she said. It. She just broke it down into more, more medical terms, which is great. I love her for that. So, but yeah, that's absolutely right. That yeah, health. Okay. Good.
Absolutely. And depression can be seasonal. Like I know sometimes the rain outside, looking outside and it's gloomy out.
Oh
They
yeah.
talk about it to the children and like that. And sometimes they want to go outside and play and they can't because it's raining outside. So there are adults literally with that
Hmm.
mindset. The weather can even make them sad and depressing or think about something, grieving the loss of someone. Depression can result from an
Right.
event or biochemistry. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. 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 Wow, that was a great point that you mentioned about looking at the gloomy weather, because I know a lot of people get their whole emotional state just changes when it's like
Mm,
gloomy or rainy outside or something like that. They're just like, oh, it's so ugly outside. I don't feel like doing anything, and then they tend to be kind of lazy or lackadaisical about things. So,
absolutely. Whereas me being a fashion girl, that's where my skill pops in. And even though it's raining outside, I will still do the platform,
oh yeah.
come in with a bright color on. And mental studies have shown that color can literally help you.
Mm-hmm.
Scent can help,
Yep.
smelling things can help you. It can remind you of something good, a good memory.
Oh yeah.
So put color into your life. Think of something happy. And I feel as though by wearing color, it can really enhance your mood. So that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
such a I was just telling my previous guest, Thailand, color can enhance your mood. Dressing and doing all of these things for your self confidence is what makes people happy.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Oh yeah. And to kind of piggyback off of that, your clothes can hold energy too. So if you've um, received, past sweatshirts or stuff like that from exes and stuff like that, and it was a toxic, narcissistic relationship, and you're still holding on to that, you're gonna feel that energy anytime you put it on or anything like that. So that's why a lot of people say out with the old, in with the new. You want to clear your space. You don't want to be a hoarder or anything like that. That will definitely help you, kind of go through that spring cleaning and kind of just open things up to allow more to come in, into your life. So great point. Great point.
Nasib said, I praise God every day that your videos showed up on my feed.
Algorithm.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Nice, nice.
Now, how
That's,
does that make you feel knowing that you reached a lot of people and you impacted so many people's lives? Because your videos get at least 2 million views on a daily.
I'm
So many people are watching and taking the message that you're putting out.
Yeah, I'm still very overwhelmed. I'm gonna be honest, because last year around this time, I had 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 400 subscribers, and but I didn't stop. I didn't quit, because I knew what I wanted to do. I set my intention now, and I said, "This is what I'm gonna do," because God told me I had to do it. I had that wake up call. Like I told you guys in the beginning of this. In the middle of the night, and I mean, it makes me feel really good. It makes me feel really inspired that I'm able to help as many people that I am, and I know that I still can't even fathom how many people that I'm actually able to reach. I mean, I've heard many comments say that, but I'm just trying to be humble about it and continue to be my greatest version. Focus on me, focus on what I want to do so that I can produce and continue to create great content, and motivational content, for my community and everything like that.
Now, we have a comment. Shout outs to Slyly_J.
Mm-hmm.
He said, ever since I stepped out of the matrix system and disconnected from all the narcissistic people in my life, I can't seem to make new friends of like minds. So, what advice would you give to Slyly?
So this was kind of what happened to me too, and I've noticed this is what happened to a lot of people. When they've gone through their awakening, they kind of unplugged away from the matrix, and now you've lost friends, you've lost family members. You're no longer doing things that you've loved to do, that you thought that you really loved to do. A lot of those things just doesn't resonate with your spirit anymore. It kind of goes back to the 9 to 5 job thing too, where you feel that you're supposed to be doing more. You feel that you are more, so you're supposed to be doing more. So what I would say is sometimes you might need to isolate away. You might need to be by yourself. And a lot of the times God will bring us into isolation so that he can talk to us. If we have a lot of people around us, if there's a lot of chatter in our ears, you will be distracted. You'll be distracted from your goals and where you're trying to go. And a lot of people that you thought were your friends will take you off course. If there's something that you want to, for instance, if there's something that you're working on, you really want to do, and you got a buddy that's like, yo, keep pulling me this, come on, keep coming this way, keep coming this way. No, you don't need to do that. Let's go out. Let's go get the girls over here. Let's do this. He's not giving you any type of support for your success. That's not somebody that you need to be hanging around because they're not contributing to your growth whatsoever. So when you isolate and you can be away for a little bit, the people will come, and God always says that. It even says it in word, the people will come. As long as you put out what you're putting out, do what you're supposed to do, those like-minded people will come. And that's why I created the community that I created, with my website and my channel and everything like that. I wanted to bring like-minded people together, that have been isolated and alone. They've lost family, they lost friends, they don't have anybody to talk to. And I just talked to a lady today, actually, and she's from Ohio, and she's the exact same way, just isolated away. She doesn't have anybody to speak to. So I wanted to create this community so people can come together. So I think once you find, I like to say, find your vibe, your tribe. Find your vibe is your tribe, right? So if you can find people that resonate with you, they're clapping for you, they're supporting you, those are the people that you need to stick with. But this is where your discernment kicks in, because sometimes it could be that narcissist that's wearing the mask that's just trying to pull you in, that's trying to break you down. If you don't have the discernment, then then you're going to be kind of just pulling anybody in because you're trying to just grab onto anything to keep people around you, and you don't want to do that.
Not at all. It goes back to one of Kevin's videos that I mentioned in the mid part of this interview, which was about the enemy and how they do not want to see at all. They're sitting there right there. Again, it goes back earlier to what I said as well too. Those people, they put on that mask like they're there for you, and they're just there to get, and I said this in the previous interview, they're there to just get what they can get off. They're not there for you genuinely.
Right.
Learn to let them go. And I've had to learn to let people go as well too. Even old classmates, they've seen how far I've come with this platform and everything, and they would just try to latch on to the ones that used to pick for me and everything. And I'm just like, no. Now all of a sudden you want to talk to me. Why is that?
Nah.
Well, before you used to pick on me, and now you see everything, or as we would say, the glow up.
Yep.
And
Yep, absolutely.
They come around when it's convenient for them. Those are the type of people you don't need. Let them go.
Absolutely, 100%. You have to, or you'll just be finding yourself going 10, 15 steps backwards, in life, and they'll always take advantage of you every single time.
All right, fashion dolls. Now, I'm coming out of a 40-year isolation wilderness, and it's hard with no supporters. Any advice? 40-year isolation wilderness, hard with no supporters.
Man, please reach out to me. Let's talk. Just reach out to me on my on Instagram. Let's connect. And because, like I said, I'm trying to bring people together that's been having that hard time. And if I could be a vessel to help somebody, then I'm grateful for it. So We can talk about that synopsis. We can talk about that and kind of just see where things go. See how things are being led.
Absolutely. 100%.
Mhm.
100%. All right, Fashion Dolls, we're going to have some fun here with Kevin. And we're going to get into our first two games, Fashion Dolls. So the first one is called the Rapid Five. And Kevin has to tell us five things that he can't live without. We did this with our first guest. And it can be your favorite drink, it can be your favorite mantra to live by life, passion, goal, or whatever. And then we're going to turn the tables. And Kevin is going to ask me some questions. So for the new viewers out there, you get to know a little bit about me through his question. So let's start off with the rapid five. What are five things that Kevin can live with that?
I would say my son
Mm,
definitely got to be my top. He's my inspiration. You know, um, my family that I do still have here with me. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be the man that I am today. So I definitely got to give a big shout out for that. You said the top five, right? That I can't live
yeah.
that I can't live without. Oh man, uh, this is a tough one because I don't really know. I can't live without. I'm gonna say my heart, not meaning not meaning that from a medical standpoint. I'm meaning the kindness of my heart, the person that I am. I wouldn't trade that for the world. I love the person that I am and the person who I'm becoming.
Mm,
So that's a great one. I'm gonna go with that. Two other things, top things that I can't live without. Mm, I'm gonna say life experiences because they've shaped me into also the person that I am. And I love to have life experiences doing different things. I would hate to kind of just sit in one area and one and kind of not move. I love to experience things. And the last one, since I said that, I'm gonna say is traveling. I love to travel. Just in 2022, I went to Hawaii with my family. I went to Clearwater Beach. So I want to. I say that because I want my son to be able to experience the world and
yeah.
let him know that there's so much more out here for him to do and experience. So that he actually told me that probably a week and a half ago. Matter of fact, he was like, "Dad, I love traveling with the family." He said that, and been able to take him to Disney World and everything like that. So those are things that I would never ever want to get rid of, or I couldn't live without. Peace, that's a good one. My peace of mind. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Slide it says come to Nigeria.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Absolutely. One day, who knows? Who knows where God will take me, man. So if I end up out there, you will know.
Yes, and if you're watching this platform from Nigeria, thank you. Thank you. Open
Yeah, that's
mind,
all.
open heart, and everyone is taking heed to the message as well too. My battle scar stories to pull up others who don't know how to get out of their own pits. Mm.
Mm, full of others who don't know how to get out of their own business. That's good. Okay, so okay, I saw a comment earlier. He said he's the gentleman that had the baptism. I think I saw his video earlier. He went through a baptism earlier. So congratulations to you again, live from me on that, brother. That's wonderful.
Again, that rebirth process that we were
Hmm.
talking about. Yeah.
A lot of people going through it. A lot of people going through it, and it's good. It's good. Stepping out of that shell, breaking free. So absolutely, absolutely. So I think I gave you six, right?
Yep. You heard it. All right, Fashion Dolls, my heart is beating very, very fast because I've been watching this channel and then he's sitting right here in front of me in real life, express words, ladies and gentlemen. So it is time to turn those tables. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it on down to Kevin. And Kevin is going to ask me some questions. And this is for my new viewers. You get to know a little bit about me through the question. And it's sort of like me cutting the velvet rope and being transparent. All
Okay.
right. So I'm going to pass it on down to Kevin. And this is called Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions. Go ahead.
Okay. Interesting. That's cool. All right. So I would like to know. So you said this has been like your 400th interview, or you've done about 400
We
interviews so far? Your
we are
platform.
halfway there.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's awesome. So let me. So how did you get into the position? of where you are today, and what was your inspiration for doing it?
My mom and God, my mom being outspoken, and I guess we all, it's true they say we all inherit a little bit of our parents,
Hmm.
because I get the nurturing and the caring and the empathy side from my mom, and then
Right.
I get the outspokenness from my father, the business aspect from my father as well too. So it's like the perfect balance with people as well too, and people can so well relate to that.
Yeah.
So being relatable, and I said this previously, bringing joy to people.
Hmm.
So it's been difficult. I've had to restart all over again, and what was the word that I'm looking for? I kind of get fuzzy at times. The word
Right.
that I'm looking for is having to start over, having to begin again. There's nothing wrong with that 100%.
Right.
I need to go back to the drawing board. That's what I was looking for.
Going
Going
back
back
to
to the drawing
the
board. Yes, and having to restart and rethink things and re-strategize, because I honestly wanted to give up. I did not expect this platform to get as far as it did. Honestly, and I was just like, yep, people like what they like. They're gonna watch what they
yeah.
watch. They're not gonna check me out. But I kind of doubted myself in the beginning. But seeing the responses from people is what made me keep going and say, okay, I got a purpose here, and I
Yeah.
have to keep doing this as well too.
Yeah. That's excellent. Excellent. Good for you. Good for you. I saw that you've interviewed some pretty big name people too, haven't you? So, um, can you tell us who was it that you interviewed? I saw a video. I can't. I'm trying. Oh, was didn't you interview Vanessa Williams?
I
That
sure did.
that's amazing. So how did that happen? And what was your, I guess, purpose for wanting to interview her?
She's always been an inspiration to me since I was little.
Okay.
Growing up and getting into the beauty and the fashion world, because I would always experiment and watch my grandmother. Who hasn't? In the black household, we watch our grandmothers and mothers get the hot comb and things. Growing up, I said I always wanted to do hair, and you guys have seen it in full circle. I'm always changing my hair and makeup almost every day, so you guys see a different person.
Yeah.
But she was an inspiration growing up, watching her music videos and things, and then looking at her in real time.
Mhm.
This is Miss America, and she comes on camera with these crystal blue eyes and says, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right.
Fresh face, no makeup or anything, and I'm just like, I wanted to freeze up in real time, but I was just like, no, girl, you got this. Keep going. But I spoke to her publicist and her assistant, and he was such a great help. Shout outs to
Cool.
him. And we had the interview etched in stone. And I held on to it because it was such a surprise. And oh my goodness, everybody still to this day is talking about it. That particular interview, it was definitely a one in a million to be able to interview her, because she's
Yeah.
had such an impact on so many people.
Right. Right. That's excellent. Congratulations on that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, with it being 2023, and we've been talking about, fresh start and everything like that, how about you for your platform? Is there anything new that your viewers can expect, or is there any big goals or anything that you are looking to change or adapt in this year?
Mm. I've just started the 17th season. We're now in the first week, and I wanted people to see a different woman, a different change. Because
Okay.
before I was just like, I'm kind of filtered, but now I'm coming into it boldly.
Yeah.
Because before I'm just like, okay, you know, you can't make this decision, you can't make this decision. If it's a good decision, my mom tells me this, and my grandmother tells me this all the time as well too, and that is to be grateful. If you get a blessing out there, or somebody puts something out there for you, or
Mhm.
if somebody gives you an opportunity, you take that
Right.
opportunity. And is it Madam C.J. Walker? She has a quote that goes like this: "Do not get up and wait for opportunities to happen. You get up and you
Get up
make them happen."
and create
And
it.
that's
That's
one
right.
of my favorite quotes by Madam C.J. Walker, and I live by that. I didn't just want to sit on something. I wanted to do something different for this season. I wanted to come in with a different approach, bolder, more outspoken, more direct about what I want with my career, my platform, and encouraging people. And it's still going to be the same delivery, which is to bring joy
Right.
solely to people. You
Good.
know, absolutely.
Good. 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 I like that. I like that. Let's see. What other questions? I didn't know I was going to be doing questions here. Let me
Oh, you
think.
want more girl talk pianos? Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do have some more girl talks on the way this season. We have some lovely ladies that'll be coming on. So you're going to get more girl talk for my ladies and my jumps out there because men watch it as well, too. And it's like, wow, we didn't know women feel this way. But it's just like, yeah, we try to explain it to you. Again, I had two male co hosts on season 15 and 16. And
Oh
it's just
wow.
like being surrounded with men protecting me all the time. I said, it feels good, but do they understand me is the question. So in order for us to have a conversation, that's why I added the male co-host so that it would be the perfect blend and men could feel included on the platform as well too.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. You said seasons. Do you how do you run like certain amount of interviews or episodes, which creates a season? Okay.
Yes. And
Sure.
it's just like they keep piling up. I've interviewed so many people and people remind me. And I'm just like, I don't even remember this interview because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
I have so many.
Any big? Okay. Here's a question for you. Any other big stars or guests that you would like to interview?
Taraji P.
Anybody in
Henson.
particular?
Taraji P. Henson.
Okay.
And I just seen her interview she just did with Angie Martinez and
Uh-huh.
her transparency. We talked about mental health and
Right.
depression. And that's something that I talk about a lot on my platform, which is educating people, which is bringing awareness to
Yeah.
people. And more importantly, you never know what a person could be going through. They see the glitz, they see the glamour, they see
Never
everything,
know.
but you never know what a person is battling with behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Because I said this earlier, when you take everything off, and it's just you in that mirror in real time. It's just you and you alone.
Hmm.
Cameras, phones, everything down. It is just you and that mirror by yourself. And that's the real raw truth.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Too many people. Some people are very, very good at hiding that depression or
Maximum
that
pain.
that stuff that they're dealing with, and they'll put on a smile, and you can say one wrong thing to them and it could turn them around and want to end everything. So that's why you always got to be kind to people, and if they're narcissists, you walk away from them. Actually, you run away.
Absolutely.
You run away from those people for sure, for sure. So okay, so that's cool. So Taraja P, that'd be really cool to interview to. Once it happens for you, let me know. I'll definitely tune in for that and check that out. So
Definitely.
I love what you're doing here. Interviewing everybody and kind of just bringing more joy to your platform and everything. This is actually the first interview that I've ever done. I was actually really nervous. I'm like, oh my god, I'm kind of nervous to do this. And it's like I'm in front of a camera all day, all the time, and it's like, but this was cool. This was really cool. It was inspiring, myself. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Sorry if my light goes out. I'm like sitting out here in my car writing it
No,
peace and
you're
quiet.
inspiring. You know this. I was nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I just got to watching him on YouTube. He's got millions of viewers, and I'm sitting over here in my smaller world. And I said, oh my God, what is he gonna think? So it just
No, this is
tied
great.
in perfectly.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's one thing that my father always taught me is I'll never treat anybody differently. I'm not going to treat the janitor any differently that I treat the CEO. You're gonna get the same respect, So no, absolutely. This was fun. It was cool. I enjoyed it, and I've been trying to think of some other questions to ask you, but I can't think of any at the moment.
someone asked
I
me
just really
a
want to know
question.
kind of where you were trying to take your business and everything that you wanted to do, and if you're going to have some more, amazing guests up here. So I'll definitely be tuning in for sure.
Oh yes, yes, I've got a couple things up my sleeve. I'm not a one-trick pony. I try to keep people with suspense, like who's gonna come on. People want to know who's gonna come on, what she's gonna
Yeah,
be wearing, those type of things. So I try to keep people on the edge of their seats, like you'd be surprised. And my Ali Yankee mentioned more girl talks. We do have some girl talks with some incredible ladies coming
good.
next week, the next week after. So you guys stay tuned and make sure you're following, and you'll see the lineup, just like we posted this lineup for this week. It's all men. So how lucky am I, woman,
That's
for
excellent.
this week? But we're definitely gonna switch it up. But what is my favorite morning wake up song? Wow, I have two.
Mm,
And the first one is Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige. The queen of hip hop soul just
that's a
can
good
do
one.
no wrong in my eyes. I love her. Another one is from Yolanda Adams, and it is The Battle Is Not Yours. And we've been through so many trials and tribulations from 2021 to 2022 in times of uncertainty. And my mom would always tell me this because I grew up Christian, in South, I'm from South Carolina, born and raised.
Mhm.
And my mom would tell me this. She's always tell me, put it in God's hand, let God work
Yep.
it out. You pray to him, you talk to him, and it will work in your favor. You know, you wish for things, you hope for things, and then something happens. Like I was just having a conversation with one of my peers today.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a brother to me. And he said, well, I got it. I got the position, sis. I said, yes, that's because I manifested it was going to happen. He said,
Yep.
yep, you did. You manifested it. And it's just like sometimes people need that reassurance. They kind of doubt themselves sometimes. And I know for me,
Oh yeah.
personally, being transparent, that's something that I kind of do as well. To like, no, nah. But now I've kind of gotten out of that, you
Right.
know, when I'm in the prime. When God has you in your prime and everything is falling for you in full circle and fruition, that's what I like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's excellent. That's a great time. That's good. Definitely good. Definitely good. What other questions can we ask? Y'all jump in and ask some questions if I can't think of any. Man, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. Let me see.
Gloria Gaynor, yes.
Gloria Gaynor. Oh, my mom. Oh, yeah, my mom loves her. I Will Survive. That's a good. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a good motivating song right there. Let's see. Okay, since you brought up narcissism as
Yeah.
well. Have you dealt with? Well, I'm sure you pretty have dealt with a narcissist in your life before. But how did you overcome yourself from that situation? This is actually because I actually wanted to do this on my channel and ask people how they've dealt with narcissistic people, you know, along their own journey. Because I've been finding a lot of patterns, and a lot of people going through the same thing. So if you do mind sharing, maybe something that you've come across or how you've dealt with it or handled it.
I had to find my own power. I had to find my own voice. It's Whitney Houston's song that says, I didn't know my own strength.
Mhm.
You know, some people are scared to speak out because they might lose the position that they're in. And sometimes that happens, but it's for the best because God has something better for you.
Yeah.
And there have been times when I have been afraid to speak out because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to get canceled by two things, me being black and then me being a woman.
Hmm.
Because we're not oftentimes believed. We get gaslit with misogynoir and so
Right.
many things. It's like with Meg Thee Stallion, that's a prime example. I don't have to get into that. But
Hmm.
believe us, hear us, listen to us. We're here. So that would have to say, yes, I've battled with narcissists. And it's just like an ongoing battle. But now I've found my own strength and
Right.
I feel brave enough to conquer it. And when you find that bravery and that fearlessness inside of you, it lights a fire in you and it just makes you want to go even harder and say, the people that doubted me, I'm here and I'm still here and I'm going to continue to be here.
Oh yeah.
You know, you
Oh yeah.
doubted me, you put me down, you try to manipulate me, you try to take advantage of me, but that's not working now. I'm happy where I'm at. So I've had my share of dealing with narcissists, and I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure anybody who's in this business, behind the lens or wherever, and it's not a good thing. So
Yeah.
get rid of it. You know, speak up for yourself. Stand up. There's nothing wrong with speaking up. My mama always told me this. If you see something is wrong, speak on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. 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 So that leads me to my last question that I have for you, because that at least I can think of that at least that I can think of. But what you're doing currently now in your life, you know, with your shows and hosting and everything like that, your fashion, breaking free from like narcissistic abuse or patterns and everything like that, did that help you step foot into what you're currently doing now?
Confidence? Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Finding my own confidence, finding my
Hmm.
own voice, and then finding your voice inside you, your power that you didn't even know you realized that you possess is a beautiful thing. You
Right.
have the power to say, I will not sit here and tolerate this. I won't endure this anymore. You have the power to make change.
Hmm.
You have the power to say, okay, I'm not about to sit up here and allow you to mistreat me or walk all over me. When you get your power, it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
And I've regained the power. You have the power and you hold the key to it.
Mm-hmm. 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 That was a great answer. And I think that's key too when dealing with a narcissistic person is they try to just drain all your energy and take your power. So
Yeah.
regaining your power back from someone like that is definitely a huge step to stepping into your best self. So absolutely. I thought a lot of people step foot into their purpose too after dealing with a narcissistic person, which is another pattern that I found. So good, 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 good. I don't think I have any more questions. I can't think of anything right now.
You've asked me some powerful questions, and it's kind of things that you touched on your channel, which is dealing with the narcissist. And let me read this comment from Synopsis. Synopsis says, I'm followed by a narc spirit from my mother, and it jumps around from woman to woman all through my life.
Do that.
Yes.
That spirit can travel. It can. If you don't change, like, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, if you don't change your mindset around it, if you don't change your actions with certain people and around certain situations, then that spirit can definitely follow you around. And it's just like recreating the same scenarios over and over and over again. And you may be asking, I know a lot of people ask this, you're like, why do I always attract the same type of person in my life all the time? They always have the same traits, but it's just in a different type of person. And it's just because maybe, number one, there's a lesson you didn't learn, right? So you have to graduate from the lesson. So the lesson's always going to show back up if you've never learned from it or if you didn't graduate from it. And that's a big one. And that can be found in people. That's definitely a big one. So, yeah, there'll be spirits that will test you for sure. But once you graduate from the lesson and you kind of become a better version of yourself, then you can surpass some of those narcissistic traits. You can look beyond it. And once you can look beyond it, it won't affect you, because then you're not reacting anymore to those negative situations or toxic things that they're trying to dish out at you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, fashion dolls. We are now at the end of this amazing conversation. This was such a powerful conversation, and we hope that you all took something from this.
Yes.
And I'm going to let Kevin close it out with the word of the day. What word would you like to leave? Because you have a lot of supporters, a huge support of people around you. You both do. We're divinely protected, and that's beautiful.
Yes.
So are there any encouraging words that you would like to give to people out here who, at that job and they're dealing with the narc, as you were saying, or anything in general?
Absolutely. And it was funny, as you were saying, like, oh, we're coming to a close. I was about to say, so is my light. Like, I got my lights on here, but they're like dying out on me. But just really, really quickly, I want to say, first and foremost, thank you for having me. There goes one light. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Let me turn these on for now. It's been a pleasure being here. And I've gained a lot of information and a lot of knowledge just by being here. And I truly, truly appreciate it. And I want to say for the rest of you that's here listening, just to continue to kind of just stand in your strength and continue to march forward. With 2023 now here, and this is going to be big. You don't want to do the same things over and over and over again. And kind of what we talked about midway throughout this through the podcast interview here is to live in the present moment. I think that's a big one right now, with too many people living with things that happened a couple years ago. I know this is big for me too. I'm still battling with the loss of my dad and my grandparents and, my aunt and everything and cousin. So, try not to live in those past memories, even if they are, hard, but try to remember the joy in them. And then just live in the present moment. Live in the present moment and create your best life. And once you can do that, and you can kind of just leave people behind, people that's trying to break you down, people that's, making fun of you, talking behind your back, all of those type of things, leave those people behind you. You don't need to go out and seek validation from anybody. You need to stand in your own strength, stand in your own truth, and just become your greatest version, and know that every single day you are getting better. And also know that take everything day by day, try not to take on so much all at once. Try to just take on everything day by day, no matter what it is that you're going through. Just take it on day by day. Before you know it, you'll see progress. You'll see the little manifestations begin to show up.
And let everyone know where they can go and follow you. And your book, Poetry is Me, Kelvin's book, is available on Amazon right now. Make you guys please go and check it out. And his sister's foundation, Love You More Foundation, which is pinned below. And both shows will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube, so you guys can check it out. So let everyone know where they can follow and check out everything.
Of course, absolutely. So you guys can follow me on my socials. So my Instagram is expressed_words with a Z. Everything's almost the same. Twitter is the exact same thing, expressed_words with a Z. My YouTube is just expressed words, no underscore. So expressed words with a Z. And you can find me pretty easy if you type it in there. I'm in the algorithm, so if you type in Express Words, it will pop up. You'll see it, and you'll notice my face there on some of the videos and thumbnails. But those are the main things that I'm on. I have Facebook. I don't use Facebook too much. Mainly trying to work with these platforms that I have here. And then, of course, like you just mentioned, our Love You More Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization to help out, at-risk children, out here in the Loudoun County area. So, but we're also touching the land. We're about to actually pack up some stuff that's into Africa. So we're kind of doing a lot. We're doing a lot ourselves. So you guys want more information on that? It is pinned right there below to check out the page.
All
Let me,
right, Fashion.
yeah, come on by. Let me inspire you. Stay
Definitely.
motivated.
And go check out Kevin's book, Poetry
Poetry
is Me,
is
available on Amazon right now. Go and check it out. Amazing book and so many great reviews. Go and subscribe to his channel. And your sister says sent it off
sent it off
already today.
today.
First.
Yep. Absolutely. So thanks, sis. Appreciate it. She's on it. So I appreciate all your support, guys. I appreciate your support as well. Thank you for having me here. It's been a truly honor. And looking forward to more of these to come and hopefully talking to you in the future.
Definitely. Don't be a stranger. We'd love to have you again.
Of course. Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
All right, Fashion Dolls. No show tomorrow or Thursday, but Friday we have multi-award winning singer and songwriter Stephen Voice will be here.
Ooh,
And next week we have a great lineup for you guys as well too. So make sure you guys are following. This is the new season of Style by Stevie. So thank you guys so much for supporting this platform. Go and subscribe to Express Words with the Z on YouTube. Pick up his book Poetry is Me, which is out right now, and check out his foundation with his sister, Love You More Foundation, which is pinned below. We love you all, and remember, get rid of the narcs out of your life. They are not there for any good.
Run
Please.
away.
Yes.
Run away. Exit stage left. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Take care. Thank you all, Fashion Dolls. See you Friday.